Good morning everybody and welcome back to this week's On the Road Again. We have just docked in the beautiful port of Nafplio, which is our first stop on this tour. You can't really see much behind us yet, but Nafplio is supposed to be one of the most beautiful towns in Greece and is often cited as the first capital of Greece. So what are our plans today, James?
Not much. We're going to meet up with our friends at 8, go down for dinner at the main dining room.
Breakfast.
Oh yeah, breakfast. And then make a decision when we're going to get off the ship because we're tendering into port. And then just wander around the town just to see what it's like.
Yeah, so the ship last tender back is 6 o'clock. Obviously you don't want to get that one because that might be a bit hairy, but that does give us plenty of time to go and explore the town. And of course we'll take you with us, but first of all let's go and have breakfast. Okay, our breakfasts have arrived and I've got the eggs Benedict.
Can we get a small milk as well?
James has got the omelette. Ian's having oatmeal. Mark's had the express breakfast. So all very good service. As soon as you sit down, they come with teas and coffees, orange juices, and the bakery items. So we're going to enjoy the breakfast and let you know what it's like. So we're just back from breakfast, which was very efficient and very quick. So we didn't have to queue, went straight in and got a table for 4. We were offered coffee straight away, then some Danish, then some juice. We put our breakfast orders in, which arrived fairly quickly, and the food was really good and nice and warm, which is great because it isn't always the case. Staff super friendly, nice way to start the day. And now we are going to go and get the tender over to Nafplio, so we'll take you with us and see what that's like. Okay, so we've just got on the tender boat. It was very quick. We waited a couple of minutes and we're on the tender now. And it's very warm in here because it's a hot day, but you can get a view of the ship from here, which is nice. And apparently it's about a 10-minute ride over to the port, although it doesn't look very far from here, but we'll see. I think quite a few of the ports that we're going on are tenders, so we're going to get used to that. But anyway, all very smooth and efficient as everything else has been so far on the ship. So we'll see you when we get there. So we're just off of the tender. It took only about 10 or 15 minutes, but it was very, very hot on the tender. Anyway, as ever, very smooth, and we're now in beautiful Nafplio, and we're just going to go for a wander. Today we haven't got an excursion booked. We could walk up to the fort over there, but I doubt we will. But it's a little bit cooler because it's a bit cloudy, which is nice. So we'll tell you more about Nafplio as we explore it. Pretty view of the hill with a fort on it, and as I say, you can go up there, but I kind of doubt that we're going to today, but it is very pretty. It certainly is very pretty here, and we're the only cruise ship in today, so it's nice and quiet as well. Nice place to just wander around, and once we get in the shade, it's actually very pleasant temperature, but it is very pretty with all the palm trees everywhere. This port was a replacement. We were originally going to Delos, and then about 3 months ago we got an email from Celebrity saying that the port changed from Delos to here. We're not quite sure why, but a lot of people said this area is much prettier than Delos anyway, so we'll be the judge of that and let you know as the morning progresses. But it is very pretty with lots of lovely alleyways. And shops that are just opening up because it's just about 10 o'clock on a Tuesday morning now, so things are just opening up. But one of these cafes will have our name on them at some point. There's a very camp statue over here. Let's go and see what this is all about. There you go, you can read a bit about the government house and whoever that is, I'm not quite sure. But lots of little alleyways to go exploring. And nice shops in the shade. Walking along that street, you come to this square with lots of cafes and restaurants. Obviously this is early in the morning, just gone 10, so things are still waking up, but this is a lovely street to walk down. So if you come off, head towards the fort and then turn right, it'll bring you down into this street. This is probably a place to come and have something to drink. It's probably expensive, but just a nice environment. Ooh, and then back in the sun, it is rather warm. So, see what the menu prices are like. There we go. Well, pretty good price, 3 or 4 euros for a coffee. 9 euros for a club sandwich, so pretty decent prices. We've actually found the prices pretty reasonable in Greece so far, so a little bit cheaper than the UK, and in a touristy area like this they're still pretty reasonable if you want to have lunch or a drink. This is apparently the very first parliament of Greece, and this is probably partly why they call Nafplio the original capital of Greece. Maybe, who knows, probably making that up, but it's lovely. And we're lucky that it's really quiet as well, so I'm not sure this is a particular popular destination for cruise ships, but it is really nice, and it's nice being here without tons and tons of people. I suspect a lot of the people on the cruise ship who have gone on an excursion have got on a bus and headed out of town, and yet the town is so pretty itself, and there's lots of these alleyways like that leads back down to the harbour with loads of lovely yachts, and like I say, there's lots of these little alleyways that when we start stepping up to the fort here as well. A great view of our ship from here. If I zoom out again, you get a nice view of the whole harbour with some rather ominous clouds to our left. Apparently it might thunderstorm around about 2 o'clock today, so probably going to want to try and avoid that. But how pristine is this place, and it looks like it's sort of the place for the wealthy to come based on the shops that we've seen, but it's very, very clean as well, so really nice place just to come and have a wander for the day. So we just stopped at the harbour for a refreshing beverage because it's rather warm. This is our view. James has got a frappe, I've got a coconut smoothie, Ian's got a Coke and a coffee, and Mark's got a Coke. And yeah, it's a nice place to sit and cool down a bit and enjoy our drinks. See what my coconut. Ooh, that's nice. Nice and cool coconut smoothie. Little break there. You can see the weather is closing in. It's starting to get a bit windy and grey. And we're gonna wander around the harbour, have a look at some more shops, and then head back to the ship. So So we've just walked down this shopping street with lots of nice things, including a lovely Greek bakery. And there's a church here, and lots of cats everywhere as well. Okay, so if you want to go up to the fort at the top, this is the entrance here, and you can see the windy, as people are winding their way up to the top. But I can't tell you how humid it is at the moment. So the last thing we would want to do at the moment is start climbing up there, because we are super hot and sweaty just wandering around. I've got a wonky cap. But I guess if you want to go up there and you get off the ship really early, then that's the time to do it before it gets too hot. And because there's been threats of rain, although it hasn't rained, it is starting to feel really humid here. It might well rain shortly. So we walked through the old town, and we're walking back through the harbour to get our tender, just fantasising which of these boats we'd like to own and what their stories are. Meanwhile, we're going to get on that tender boat instead and head back to the ship, grab lunch. So if you get off the ship, give yourself 2 to 3 hours to wander around the old town. There's lots of little windy roads, some nice shops, cafes and restaurants where you can have lunch. Or, of course, you might choose instead to walk up to the fort, or you might decide to take a trip and see some of the archaeological sites that are around here. But this has served us really well, and we're happy to get back on the ship and cool down, have some lunch and chill out for the afternoon. But this is a lovely place, and it's lived up to our expectations. So we are just heading back. We didn't have to wait long at all, maybe 5 minutes, and we're on a much more open tender boat, so hopefully it'll be a bit cooler. But as ever, super efficient with celebrity. So it's pretty humid now, so you wouldn't want to be standing out too long in the sunshine. But anyway, we are on our way back in time for lunch. So we've just come down back on the ship, dumped our stuff. We've come for lunch at the buffet. Mark is having just a little say hello, Mark.
Hello, hello.
He's having a little fish and chips, and I'm having some salad and a piece of the carvery, the roast beef, and a Coke Zero. Interestingly enough, the San Pellegrino, which I like, is not included on the classic drinks package, which is a bit ridiculous. But there we go. So we are coming to the end of our day in Nafplio. It's about 6 o'clock and the ship's leaving, I think 6:30. What do you think about Nafplio, James?
Beautiful. Actually, it's a really nice little town. If it's on your itinerary, you will really love it. You can just wander around the town. Pretty streets, lots of bougainvillea, overhanging balconies, lots of nice shops actually. It feels very posh.
Yeah, it does. And clean.
Very clean. So yeah, highly recommend it.
So what we do for the rest of the day?
We're going to go for a drink, and then we'll go for dinner, then we're going to buy some bingo cards, and we're going to have a good old bingo sesh, and just go see where the night takes us.
Yeah, so we'll see you later on for drinks or for dinner. So we're down in the Trellis main dining room again, seated fairly quickly. I have a Caesar salad. Mark's got a combination today. He's got a garden salad with a shrimp cocktail, so he's combined that together.
Oh yeah.
And everyone else has got Caesar salads as well. We've got a glass of Sauvignon Blanc, which is on the classic drinks package, but it's a different one to the one we had yesterday, slightly sweeter. But anyway, good service again, so we shall eat our salads and come back to you. Our main course has arrived. I forgot to film it when we started, but I have the lemon pepper chicken on a tomato pasta. Mark's got the grilled chicken, and James has got the sirloin steak with extra veg. And we've got a glass of the Sauvignon Blanc. After dinner, a few drinks and losing big time at bingo. In fact, the same family won all 3 games that we took part in. We went back to our cabin and saw this spectacular thunderstorm in the distance, which I'm glad to say my camera caught some of it. Anyway, I'm going to leave this week's video here. join us next week when we will have our first sea day and we'll show you exactly what it's like on a smaller, older ship and what things there are to keep you busy during your sea day. But other than that, please make sure you've hit the subscribe button and the like button. Do leave us a comment. We love hearing from you guys. But other than that, we will see you next week when we head out on the road, well, on the sea again.
I feel sorry for the people that are living underneath that tonight. Hopefully they're not waiting outside for us.
They're knocking on our door now.
But we can't hear it.
Just tell them to go out on the balcony and watch the light.